Donald Trump's going to crash the economy. Donald Trump's going to crash the stock market. You don't have to believe me. Believe Elon Musk, who's Donald Trump's designated minister of government efficiency if he gets into power, who's going to take a big knife and slash entitlements and slash government programs and start deporting people and implementing tariffs against our trade partners. What did they think was going to happen? I'm Michael Popok. This is Legal AF in the MeidasTouch Network. Let's talk about what Elon Musk just said out loud at his own town hall. I'm surprised he has time for town halls, given he's busy tanking the Trump campaign. I mean, I don't know what else to make of the fact that his PAC, Political Action Committee, ran a series of ads against Kamala Harris in the last 48 hours in which they called her the C word. Yes. If you haven't heard that already, take a seat, because that's what happened. Well, what he's not calling Kamala Harris, a woman who's running for the presidency, the C word, Elon Musk is telling the truth about what will happen when Donald Trump implements his economic policy, a policy that's centered around a trade war with our allies, imposing tariffs, which will create a trade deficit that will triple what we have right now, which will harm American industry and exports, in order to get rid of the income tax and replace it with sales tax and tariffs, which will also defund the American government, slashing entitlements, which is a fancy word for your Medicare, your Social Security, your food stamp, your student loan programs. If you benefited from any of those things the last few years, you're a socialist. No, you're just an American where there's an entitlement program and social programs around that. Now, if Elon Musk, who says he's jokingly referred to the office of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, which is also the acronym for a cryptocurrency that he invests in, but this is no laughing matter. We have an economy that's roaring, a roaring success under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, growing at 3% GDP growth, gross domestic product, over the last 4 years. Your 401k, is that a measure of how you're doing? Your stocks, if you have them, they're up 54% or more in the last 4 years under Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Job growth, unparalleled, unprecedented. More jobs are made by Democratic presidents than Republican presidents, and that's been going on for the last 50 years or more. Start from Kennedy and go till Joe Biden and add it up. They've doubled the amount of job growth that Republicans do, and they claim to be the party of the economy. They claim to be the better stewards of the economy. Not based on putting Elon Musk in charge of government efficiency and slashing entitlements and programs and trying to deport 11 million people in this country rather than implement a dignified immigration policy. Many of those 11 million are working hard and paying taxes. Many of them are doing the dirty jobs that Americans don't want to do, or they wouldn't be here. So I find it fascinating that a guy who accepts, Elon Musk's company have 17 different government contracts for the United States of America totaling over $3 billion in revenue. I have a feeling that part of what he's slashing, part of the entitlements that he's getting rid of and the government programs have nothing to do with the 17 programs that he's supplying technology for or running. I mean, effectively, NASA has outsourced their entire rocket program to Elon Musk. And so we got to listen. That's the one thing about Donald Trump, this version of Donald Trump. He says those things out loud. Nobody can be, when he gets in and they're like, wow, he really was going to do that? He really was going to jail his adversaries, use the military against Americans, put Americans in concentration camps or jails, deport 11 million people overnight at a tune of $10 billion without a plan to replace them in the economy? He was really going to do that. He cut all of the government spending, Social Security, food stamp, the Department of Education, install a theocracy, turn over the reins of education over to churches. He was going to do that. Believe him when he says these things, because this is not just idle prattle to get elected. Look at the people that he has surrounded himself with. Look at the people that are in his shadow government or are his government in exile, the Federalist Society, handpicked by oligarchs and billionaires. There's going to be more oligarchs and billionaires running our government than ever before. You thought Trump 1 was a kleptocracy on display in full and broad daylight? Wait till you see the next one. There's a reason that the Trump family made over $500 million while they were in office, using the power and the prestige of the presidency to benefit the family through Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump selling America in return to line their own pockets. It's the reason you don't see Ivanka on the campaign trail. You don't see Jared Kushner on the campaign trail. They're all filled up. They're all topped up. They've got their $500 million. He was able to Kushner has opened his $3 billion Saudi blood money fund to manage. And now you've got Elon Musk taking to the airwaves saying, we're going to crash the economy. It'll be self-correction. Don't worry. People have been feeding off the government for too long. What does he care? He has $257 billion. You think he cares what the price of eggs are or gas? He doesn't. He doesn't. Cat food has been the same forever. It's time for cat food to move into the 21st century. That's why you've got to try Smalls. It's time to make kibble a thing of the past. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients you'd find in your fridge, and it's delivered right to your door. That's why veterinarians.org rates Smalls 10 out of 10 for ingredient quality. My cat Chanel, yes, Chanel, her favorite flavor is smooth fish, and my cat prefers Smalls way more than her previous cat food. I did a taste test. I put 2 bowls side by side, and Chanel immediately went to Smalls. Smalls was started back in 2017 by a couple of guys home cooking cat food in small batches for their friends. And a few short years later, they've served millions of meals to cats across the U.S. I feel better knowing I'm feeding my cat Chanel real food, not burnt kibble. I can finally open a packet of cat food and not get nauseous. I actually recognize the ingredients in a packet of Smalls food. After making the switch to Smalls, 88% of cat owners reported overall health improvements. That's a big deal. The team at Smalls is so confident your cat will love their product that you can try it risk-free. That means they will refund you if your cat won't eat their food. Now is the time to make the switch to Smalls. Head to smalls.com/legalaf and use promo code legalaf at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use my code legalaf for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code legalaf for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. And so this is just a childish experiment for Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Let's see what will happen if we over-tariff, under-tax, destroy jobs, slash entitlements, and deport 11 million people. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. How about we don't do that? How about we keep what the International Monetary Fund calls the best economy in the world on sure footing, led by an appropriate person, surrounded by economists and business people who know what they're doing, but also understand that America is not a corporation, right? A corporation, barely cares about its employees. If they could wave a wand tomorrow and get rid of unions, all corporations would do that. If they could get away with not paying for health insurance, not paying for other insurance for worker injuries, not providing any kind of benefits or packages and get people to work for them, they would do it in a heartbeat if it improved the bottom line. Their number one goal is to improve the rate of return and the return on the investment for their investors if they're public companies. That's it. And so that's not what a government is about. A government has social responsibilities, right? We have all the things that people care about, all the entitlements that people care about. Social Security, food stamps, Medicare, Medicaid, student loan programs. If you or anybody in your family are currently using any of those things and you're a Republican, you can have a Democrat to thank for that. Those are all Democratic policies, starting with FDR all the way to Lyndon Johnson and beyond, through Clinton, Carter, Clinton, Obama, and beyond. Childhood poverty, The elimination of childhood poverty cut in half under Biden-Harris administration. Children without health insurance almost eliminated since Obamacare. The national healthcare safety net. So you can't run America like a government. Like a business. A business doesn't have a military. It doesn't have responsibilities. It doesn't conduct foreign policy unless you're Elon Musk. It doesn't have a State Department. It doesn't have dozens and dozens of departments that affect people's lives, from farm policy to energy policy, clean water policy, right? Education policy. And so for people to say, we need a businessman to run America, how'd that go in 2016? Economy ground to a halt. Job losses were astronomical. Inflation triple the size. COVID not handled properly by Donald Trump. That's when a business person was in office. Can you imagine if Elon Musk gets in there? The soulless, immoral guy who came from Canada by way of South Africa to put his hands under the hood of America and manipulate Americans against each other for his own personal benefit. We know what Elon Musk wants to do. Of course, he wants to crash the economy. He's protected. He's in cryptocurrency. He owns businesses. He's got government contracts. Does that sound like anybody you know? Is that you? Is that the voter? I don't think so. And he has a vendetta, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, against government agencies. The Securities and Exchange Commission has gone after Elon Musk a number of times. He wants to put a puppet in charge of the Securities and Exchange Commission. So does Donald Trump. He has a publicly traded company that's doing poorly. Any of the government agencies that are responsible for regulating, they want to get rid of, hollow out, and put puppets or industry leaders or industry executives in those positions. The Environmental Protection Agency, put oil and gas executives there. The Department of Education, put somebody that's in favor of private schools in charge of public education. All the heads of the SEC, get rid of regulation, get rid of antitrust. Don't go after people to try to lower pricing for America, protect their workplaces. Get rid of all those laws, right? Elon Musk wants to get rid of the Secretary of State or make it a puppet. Same thing with the Department of Defense. So he has free run to conduct his own foreign policy around the world. Decide who gets his Starlink satellite link up and who doesn't. Have his relationships with Putin that benefit his pocketbook. The menace that is Elon Musk is just one of several if Donald Trump gets back into office and opens the door to these oligarchs and soulless billionaires and trillionaires to control us and our economy. And we got something we can do about it. It comes on Tuesday. It's starting now, actually. It already started about a week or two ago in some states. Got to get to the battleground states. We got to vote Kamala Harris in. We got to support our democracy and our republic. I'm going to continue to do it right here on the MeidasTouch Network and on Legal AF, our new YouTube channel in collaboration with the MeidasTouch Network at the intersection of law and politics. So until my next hot take, till my next Legal AF, I'm Michael Popok, and I'm reporting. In collaboration with the MeidasTouch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.